Hello, Cancer, and welcome to White Angel Messages. I'm Angel. This reading is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Cross watchers, of course, you're more than welcome to be here. In fact, you will all find a link to the other placements down below in the description box. That way you can take a look at those and get a more complete overview of your situation. Okay, in this reading, we're going to be taking a look at the first 2 weeks of January for Cancer. For our lucky Cancer, because if I remember well, in the sneak peek of 2025 that we did a couple of weeks ago, Cancer, you were like booming. You're like, okay, here comes the new Cancer, right? Yeah, I remember that reading was really good. Okay, for you, of course, just like for everyone else, we're going to have Mars in retrograde for all of January. In fact, until the 23rd of February. But we can't do anything about it. We can't move the planet. So what you're not worried about, however, because you're such a strong and favored sign for 2025, is the fact that in the first couple of days, we're going to be seeing Venus and Scorpio come back into the picture. So in your specific case, Cancer, you're going to have like 3 hearts out of 3 hearts until February. You don't care about Mars being in retrograde for relationships. Like, you're going to have, it's going to be great. Let's just put it that way, okay? So for the first half of January, also take a look at spiritualism. That way it'll balance out a little bit of maybe the frustrations in the work-related field, because Mars, work-related, is going to create some slowness professionally. Okay, let's take a look at what the cards have to say and see if they're in accordance with what the stars are saying. Ready, Cancer? I'm sure you are. Okay, I can't wait to see what your reading is going to say. Okay, Spirit, what do you have for a Cancer? And okay, anyone else want to come out here? These are kind of cool. They'll come out later. Okay, let's take a look. These came out sideways. They're a little bit more on the negative side. Okay, 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, you were standing up for what you wanted against all the others, and it looks like, what? Are you changing your mind, Cancer? Please don't back out. Okay. 7 of Wands means that, I don't want you to give up. I don't like this. This is sort of like you're thinking about giving up, admitting defeat, and you're not really like that. You don't want to surrender. I sort of like this one upwards for you. That means that you're actually standing up for yourself, because that's the way it was predicted. Okay, you're going to have a death and rebirth. I'm going to leave this way because it did come out this way. You're having a little bit of doubt. Okay, maybe because, yeah, you are Cancer and you are you have that sensitive nature towards you. So I can understand that there could be a moment of self-doubt. Okay, but you are going to have this change because the death and the rebirth card is out here. Okay, and this means that there is definitely a change. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, in fact, is turning. Oh, by the way, these were actually all... yeah, they were all sideways, to be perfectly sincere. There is going to be a change. So this is one way or the other. This is definitely a change. And the Wheel of Fortune. How are you going to change the Wheel of Fortune, Cancer? In your favor or not in your favor? Because you're having a moment of doubt now at the beginning of the year. Yep. You're having simply a moment of doubt because... you're a little bit sensitive, but you're still so loyal, you're so caring, and that's what makes you a little bit emotional. So you're having this bit of self-doubt, saying, can I actually do it? Can I actually change? Yeah, because the stars are aligning. The stars are there for you to give you that moment of go out there and do what you want. But you're starting off the year with a little bit of doubt, and you're not knowing which way to turn. Okay, Spirit, let's help Cancer out a little bit. Can you tell me something else about the beginning of the year that could be helpful for Cancer? Okay, let's see. Moving on to calmer waters, instead is upside down. Cancer, what are you doing? Are you going back to your old ways? And the 7 of Cups. So, the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're stuck to the past. You're still stuck in the past. You're having that doubt, and you're just starting off the year with a little bit of doubt that you maybe you don't want to change. This is normal for Cancer, however, I have to admit. You're still in character here, but you're supposed to step out of it. Okay, let's see. 7 of Cups instead. Yeah, you're a little bit confused. And this is actually normal, because in fact, having this drastic change, you're not used to it. You're just a little bit confused about, how do I do this? How do I make these choices? Right? Because when you act out a character, it's like wearing something that you've never worn before, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, can I pull this off? That's what you're afraid of. Okay, well, this is just the beginning of the year. Okay, and in fact, it is. Why? Because you do have a change coming. You've got this wheel that's turning. You've got the death and rebirth, the transformation. And I'm not picking up any negative energy. All I'm picking up is a very wise energy. Maybe a little bit fearful because you're a little bit emotional. Yeah, that's normal. But it's your Cancer. It's very normal. Okay. But I'm not picking up anything negative. In fact, I'm picking up someone who is actually wise, and they're thinking about it, and they're saying, well, how am I going to do this, etc. You're not being impetuous and just saying, hey, and just throw caution to the wind. You're actually thinking about it, and this isn't negative at all. I'm not picking up that it's being negative. It's actually quite good, to be perfectly honest, because you're facing it with wisdom. Yeah. Okay, Spirit, what else can you tell us about the first 2 weeks of January? Okay. See how it was coming out in reverse, and then it turned, and I like that. Because this is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is success. So it was coming out as no rewards or lack of achievement, and if you notice, it started to turn. That is, you're thinking whatever you're thinking about here, you're going, no, it's not going to work, I'm not going to be able to pull it off. And then as it was coming down, it turned. Yeah, you're going to change. You're going to actually consider that, yeah, you can pull it off. You can change it if you want, and think about yourself a little bit more. You can do this, okay? But you're still worried about it. In fact, our next card is the King of Wands, upside down. Okay. You're afraid of not being able to be a strong leader, such as the King of Wands. You're afraid that you're not going to be able to pull it off. That's why you're thinking, maybe I can, maybe I can't. What is holding you back is the fact that you've never done it before. You've always been the one to agree with the others, and yeah, you go ahead and you choose. And so this whole novelty is making you think that you're probably not going to be able to lead, because that was never your position. Okay? But what happens is that you're going to start seeing things from a different perspective. 12. You've got the Hangman stepping in. Okay? And yeah, you're contemplating things. You're actually taking this seriously. You're really taking this seriously, and you're starting to look at things a little bit differently. Spirit, can you give me a couple more cards for a Cancer? Because this is something really difficult for them. Maybe just a couple more cards for the first 2 weeks. Something about the perspective and what they see. It's the advice? Oh, okay. Spirit's saying that's the advice. The last card is the advice. Thank you. Okay. This is what you should be doing at this point. Taking a look at it from, yeah, thank you, Spirit, from another point of view. Because, in fact, this doubt comes out because it's new for you. It's very new for you. Okay? You want to do it. You want to do it. You want to turn it around. You just have this doubt that you're not going to be a strong leader. That you're not going to, because you're not the King of Wands. You're a Cancer. You're delicate. You're the moon. You're sensitive. And what Spirit is saying, your advice, is change your perspective. Take a look at yourself in the mirror differently. When you do put on, say, that new shirt, that new sweater, whatever, and you say, can I pull this off? Take a look at yourself, not like someone who's never worn that sweater, but as someone who has worn that sweater, because that is your sweater. Okay? They're saying take a look at yourself differently. That will help you. that will give you the strength that you're looking for, that confidence. That will remove all these cards that were coming out sideways, right? Because even this one was. That'll remove it. And that'll flip over the other cards as well, like to move over to calmer waters. Okay, this is your solution, Cancer. I know this is tough, but this is your year. This is your year to shine. And it's only normal that the first couple of steps are going to be a little bit wobbly and you're going to be a little bit insecure. But Spirit is with you, and so am I. I'm rooting for you. I really want to see you do this. Okay? Take a look at yourself differently in the mirror and try on that new sweater, that new pair of jeans, that new dress, whatever it is. And then take a step out with it. Run it out. Bring it out for a test drive, basically. Start to actually feel the new and start to see yourself differently and see yourself from another perspective. And that'll really, really help. Okay, Cancer, I like this for you. Don't worry. It's going to go well. I feel it. Because like I said, I never felt anything negative here. And the way that this turned, this really was an important turning card, I think. I really like this one. And the ending of these first 2 weeks is pretty good. I'll see you in a couple more weeks, okay? When we do the 3rd and the 4th week of January, which we go from the 16th to the end of the month, because I'd really like to see if you're able to see yourself from another perspective, because this is really important, because before you actually change, you have to see yourself changed, which is really to your benefit, I would absolutely say. Okay, Cancer, thank you for being with us, for being with me and all the other cross watchers as well. Okay, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my video. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you back here in a couple of weeks when we do the continuation to see what happens, because I'm really curious. Okay, Cancer, I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye from Angel.